Hey guys, so let's get a few things out of the way now, shall we? Okay. It's been over a month since I've posted a video. I've been traveling. Woo! Yes, I cut all my hair off. This is all that is here. It's not pulled back or slicked back. This is it. And I got new glasses, and as I came to the revelation last night, heaven only gets better. Ha ha wah. Oh, the Christian puns that come from my name. And no, I still don't plan on having a set schedule, except for maybe when I go back to school, and I'm quite sure I will be boring at that point. Guys, I almost forgot. So, as part of my growing up into the adult world, I have been learning to figure out whatever the RTD more. So, yesterday, I took it from my home to Littleton, and I was really excited and proud of myself because I made it successfully and did not have any troubles. So I traveled and went to Louisiana and Florida and sat in the sun and got a sunburn and absorbed more water than my body weight. And it was great to see my family, and they have increased my chances of going to college in Louisiana from 0.0001 to 0.0001. Which I think is just the same number. Oops. Anyway, I meant to do it in increase. Oh well. Now I've been home for this week, and I've been catching up with everyone here, except my roommate Stevie, who's been in Moldova doing great work there. So I miss her like crazy, and I'm quite glad she's coming home tomorrow, even though I won't get to see her till I get back. Oh, and I'm traveling again. Woo! I'm going to the mountains on Sunday for a week to go rafting and see Indian ruins and spend lots of family time in a one-room cabin. And everything except not having my own space sounds really awesome, in which case maybe I'll post a video when I get back. Except in reality, I'll probably wait till my birthday comes around and post a video, which is August 2nd. Woo! Anyway, now that you're all officially caught up on my life, I have bigger matters to discuss. Ready? Okay. Relationships. Now, let out the groan. I know you're trying not to let it out big and loud and big. See? Okay, now stop. I do not wish to analyze your problems with your boyfriend or your girlfriend or your wife or your husband or your life partner because you and your life partner have decided marriage isn't for you or isn't legally possible yet for you. My discussion today is why we make such a big deal of them and the differences in them. My first best friend when I moved to Colorado was a boy, and he and I would play on the playground every day at recess, pretending to be Scooby and Shaggy because we were 6 and we didn't care, and we would hunt down ghosts and goblins and vampires all on the playground. Nobody blinked an eye, and our parents thought it was the cutest thing ever. Now, flash forward 2 years, I'm now 8 years old and at a Christmas party at his house, and his teenage girl cousins talk about how we can't possibly be best friends if we haven't kissed. So I pretended to be mad at him until he did kiss me, and even though I didn't care the least bit about kissing him, and then I ran upstairs and told my parents. And that's when my dad first set me down and told me that at my age, kissing wasn't for boys, and I went and agreed and didn't kiss another boy till I was 12. And after that, I didn't kiss another boy till I was 15. Now, this isn't about my whole story, but there it is for you to laugh at or mock or applaud or whatever you want to do with it. There it is. The point is that when did, from 6 years old to 15 years old, did the relationships I have become so different? And at 6 years old, I could have a guy best friend and nobody say anything, but having a guy best friend at 15 made my boyfriend at the time jealous and made things awkward for that guy and I whenever we were in school together. Now, there's different types of relationships. There's your acquaintances, there's your friends, there's your best friends, and then there's your significant others. And we all know that our acquaintances don't actually have that much significance on our lives unless we sit in the same room because of mutual friends and we work with them or we see them pass us by in the store. And let's all be honest, most times in the store we just pretend not to see each other. These types of relationships no one makes a fuss of because we have to interact with them. We have, under some other influence, had to get to know their names, and normally we wouldn't have. And then we have our friends, the one we grew close to and we hang out with on occasion and we don't mind bringing places. This is where you aren't so close to the person, to them. It wouldn't be weird if you liked them, but then you're close enough to them that you can hang out with them through the day or go on weekend adventures with, and that's cool too. Our friend area, though, is where people start to get involved in our lives, where your parents wonder why you aren't closer, why you spend so much time with them. They wonder if you're going to hang out with them only for what they can give you, or if you're just hanging out with them because you want to. You keep the level just right above personal, and everybody wonders why you don't plunge to that below the personal level. Well, that's because the below personal level is for the best friends. We all know exactly who they are. They are at your house always. They always eat your food without any regard that you may have wanted it. They've seen you at your worst, hungover, to bad breakups, to terrible dates, to something small like your first F. They've seen you at your best, trophies you win, awards you receive, when you crawl in far too late from an awesome date, drinking with you before the hangover. And for some reason, they've stuck around longer than anyone else because your weird compatibility lines up just enough to stick around. Yeah, you've had fights, or a million fights, but that doesn't matter because in the end they'll still come to your house at any time of night. Answer the phone at any hour, even if you call because you're buzzed on coffee and can't sleep the day before exams. I'm really sorry about that one. You've watched them drunk ramble, you've watched them fall apart completely, only to watch them pick themselves back up. And you've done everything for them as best as you can while they go through all of this. I can't tell you what brings someone to that level of intimacy with a person except that it's rare. And I consider 5 people on this list for me, and those 5 I will never know how to live without, and I consider this acceptable. Woo! And then, of course, you have the significant other category, the one person that you trust above all others and have decided you not only want to spend a good amount of time with them, you also want to be considered their significant other. You want the world to know that this person means everything to you and you mean everything to them. This category is by far the most intimate category, both emotionally and physically. I mean, if it's not, you should really consider the person you've considered for the significant other category. Now that we've got these defined, kind of, I basically would like to point to the involvement other people have in these categories and how it jumps almost exponentially as you go from category to category. Like people care at 1 in the acquaintance category, and then 10 in the friend category, and then 100 in the best friend category, and then it probably jumps to about 10,000 in the significant other category. No one really cares about your acquaintances unless they get you into major trouble, and when you suddenly decide that someone was worth your time as a significant other, well then everyone gets involved. They want to know their life goals to their blood type and won't stop till they get answers. The hardest part is that you would rather the scale be flipped, especially when you're in the time where your significant other isn't set in stone. And while this can go for the ages of 14 to forever, you still don't want others involved. Even when you finally decide this person is my life partner forever, this person is now my husband and wife, you still want a sense of privacy, something thanks to the scale of involvement is almost impossible. Now I wonder constantly why we have people so involved as we do. I mean, as kids, I understand. Parents are concerned about who their children hang out with, and as teenagers, the worry grows even more. As a sophomore in college, though, I get a bit frustrated when everyone wants to constantly know how things are going with whomever I've chosen to date at the current time, and if we see things getting settled down. I'm 19. I don't want to settle down anytime soon. But see, I really don't see how the involvement scale is good for anyone except that it causes unnecessary stress to the person you're trying to involve yourself in their personal life. I can't find scientific reason for why this started except that the need to know things causes a lot of overcomplicated want of getting into people's lives. So people, whether it's your son or daughter, or best friend, or the person you see on the bus every day, before you go meddling into their relationships, which they probably don't want you to meddle in, maybe focus a bit on your own relationships first. So tell me now, what are your involvement woes? Have you ever gotten yourself involved? And yes, I'm guilty of that one too. Do you like people getting involved, or would you rather the involvement scale be vanished? Any other questions or comments? Leave them in the comment box, and I will see you when I see you. Remember, relationships are messy as it is. Don't add your slobber and grime to someone else's mess. Bye!